Hey everyone, how's it going? Total Level here, and today I want to talk about Trails in the Sky First Chapter, the remake of the excellent first game in the Sky series, the first game in the Trails, or Kiseki series, played the demo, only played about 2-3 hours because I'm like, I want to keep being surprised, so I'm forcing myself to stop and just wait for the full game, but I am so excited for this. I know a lot of you are excited for this too, and I want to just tell you why you should be excited for this and why you should not skip out on this excellent JRPG, because man, this series is one of my favorites ever. It's a lot of your favorites too, I know, and so yeah, let's just dive into some of the reasons why you yourself should be excited for Trails in the Sky First Chapter. I hope you enjoy this. And so the first reason that you should be excited is this is the start of the whole Trails series, of the whole world building aspect of this incredible franchise, as Trails Kiseki is a sub-series from the Legend of Heroes series, known as Dragon Slayer in Japan, which we got a good number of those games, but they were never called Dragon Slayer. Like Dragon Slayer 4 was Legacy of the Wizard over here, right? But this is the start, and especially for new people who are kind of maybe a little intimidated by the series, by how long it is, how many games there are, this is a great opportunity to start from the beginning here, because you get to know how this all started, you get to know these characters from the start, you get to know this whole country, this whole kind of liberal arc that's going on here, right? And kind of get to see how this builds up, how there's like a war possibly incoming over here, and it's just a fantastic way to start. It's the best way to start with Trails, because for me, I've always said, like, you know, as long as you get into a series, I don't really care where you start, though. For these Trails games, you should start at least at the beginning of a certain arc if you're going to play them, because for me, I started with Cold Steel. I didn't know about this series at the time when I first played it, so that's kind of why Cold Steel was my first, right? But the Sky games are the perfect way to start there, especially if you're one who wants to go in order of how it goes chronologically, right? So you have Sky, then you have the two Crossbell games, followed by the Erebonia arc of Cold Steel games, and now you have Calvert with the Daybreak games, right? But yeah, this is a perfect start for everyone, and for returning players too. This is a great just refresher, and to see how this world is rebuilt again, right? Because yeah, it's just fascinating and just a perfect way to start your Trails Kiseki journey. And the second reason, which I touched on this a little bit, is the world building. World building in Trails is unlike any other series, because like I said, every kind of series is almost its own arc, almost like you're watching an anime where you're going through one arc to the next, right? And that's kind of what it feels like, sort of, because every story is connected with completely different characters, though you have some characters showing up in the other kind of arcs, so to speak, right? But the world building is incredible. Now, for some people, yes, there is a lot of dialogue, but this dialogue is necessary, I feel, with this series, because of how much it's building the world, how much you're getting to know everyone, how much you're getting to know all the political events that are happening within each country, right? And I love that. I love how every game is connected, because the only other series I can think of where every game is connected like this would be maybe the Yakuza series, because a lot of other ones, like, you'll have some cameos here and there for, like, the Tales of series, or, you know, Final Fantasy stuff. You'll have fighting the same creatures, Dragon Quest, right? But it's all different. Every story is different except for the few that are sequels, but for Trails, it is all connected, and so the world building is fascinating, the writing is incredible, and you just get drawn into this world where you don't want to leave, and that's why this is another great start, because once you start with Trails and you get hooked, you'll want to play every single game. It doesn't matter how long they are. In fact, for someone like me, I kind of get sad when I beat one because I know I'm getting closer now to finishing the whole series, right? And yeah, that's where it gets a little like, oh man, because man, this series going across every single game, 12 so far, I believe, and you know, a 13th one coming next year, so yeah, this is just an incredible way to play the games. And the third reason to be excited are the characters. Characters in Trails games are so fun. Each and every single one of them has their own type of personality, their own kind of personal struggles, right? Struggles where even when they're trying to help other people, they're also trying to help themselves do what they think is best for both others along with themselves, and you get to know so many different people throughout. And for the Sky series, there's a reason why Estelle is known as one of the best characters ever in video game history, because her personality is super relatable. She just has this carefree attitude and is just fascinating, and with this remake they include a lot of amazing facial expressions now, and I love that. I love the personality. Like, she already had so much personality to begin with, and this remake is just enhancing it even further, and the dynamic you get between Estelle and Joshua, between just the whole world here, is something that, again, you don't get to see that often in too many video games. Like, the chemistry within each character, just everyone feels connected, everyone feels like they have a purpose for this world, whether it's a main character, a side character, or even just these NPCs you meet along the way that won't be that prominent in the whole story. They still feel like they have their own role to play, and that's what I love about the Trails series, is you get to see the roles that everyone plays, and you want to know each and every one of these characters. And another reason to be excited is the gameplay itself. Super fun combat, as it's mainly turn-based, where it's one of these conditional turn-based RPGs where, depending on what moves you do and everything like that, you get to see the turn order and you kind of strategize around that, and it's super fun, super addictive. There's also slight action combat you can do outside of boss battles if you just want to quickly dispatch enemies instead of entering turn-based combat, right? So you have different options there. It's just really, really cool, and there's quality of life stuff. You got fast forward mode, which is in the PC version too, and it's been prominent for these Trails games for a long time now, but it's still really nice to point out and have in these games, right? Because sometimes if you're playing a new game plus, because these games encourage you to do at least 2 playthroughs each of them, right? But so you might want to skip some of the dialogue you already saw before or something like that, right? But it's always nice to have that and autosaves and everything like that. And yeah, just the gameplay loop is super fun, despite it being not super in-depth, right? Like, you're not pressing extra buttons in combat, you're just picking an attack, watching it happen, right? But it's super fun, super addictive, and yeah, the gameplay loop is one of Trails Kizaki's best features throughout the whole series. And the final reason I have, which there's a lot of reasons I could pick, but I don't want to make this video like 2 hours long or anything, but the final reason I have is just for both returning and new players to see the differences between this remake versus the original game, whether you played the original on PSP or you're like me and just got the PC Steam version, right? But it's really cool to kind of see not just the graphical updates, but to see the changes in dialogue. Now, I will say there's some changes in the dialogue that I do kind of miss, like at the beginning of the game I loved the original where Estelle would be like, illegitimate child, but they changed that. It's still funny, but yeah, it's like, oh man, I really wish I could heard her say that in the remake, but yeah, and it's just fun to see the differences, to see what's changed, because what I love of what they did with the environments, it reminds me a lot of modern Atelier games like Ryza or Yumiya, just with how bright and vibrant the environments look, the grass looks. It's beautiful to look at, and yeah, I think it's always good to compare for both games, and especially if you're really into the series for new players. Once you play this, if you have access, you might want to check out the PC version just to see, like, okay, how was this game originally played? How did it go the first time, right? And that's always interesting to look of how these changes happen, what's different. I am always fascinated by that, so yeah, that's kind of my final reason for you to be excited and, yeah, not skip out on the Trails in the Sky first chapter game. And so those are all my thoughts of Trails in the Sky first chapter, why you should be excited for it. So let me know in the comments down below why you're excited for the game yourself. Everything. Would love to hear all your thoughts, would love to hear all your stories with the Trails Kizuki series. Where did you start? Is this your first time playing the series? Are you planning on picking up Trails in the Sky first chapter? Want to know everything, so let me know in the comments down below. Thank you so much for watching, really appreciate it, and I will see you next time. Thanks everyone, have a great rest of your day. Hey everyone, thanks for watching, really appreciate it. If you enjoyed what you saw, be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe to see more. Also follow me on X, Twitch, Bluesky, and I am back on Facebook now. All links will be on my About page, so follow me there. Even if it's just for the skits I do, I need someone to follow me. Okay, probably not the best way to encourage people, but anyways, I'll see you next time. Have a great day, everyone!